York is the center of the world. And I think this is the place everybody comes to try and make it, but very few do.
La música de Harry Fry.
Brooklyn's where I was born and raised, so it's just always been part of my life and part of my experience. Growing up in New York City, you get exposed to so much very quickly. You have access to really anything that you want. So I think there was all types of mischief to get into because you can literally hop on the train and be anywhere in the city, and I definitely took advantage of that. It came a time where I started to head down the wrong road, so to speak, and I think music became my outlet. Instead of going out in the street and, getting in trouble, it just became, let me put all my energy, good and bad, into this. And I think my mother and my father both saw that, so they just encouraged that side of it. My mom would let me set up studios in the basement, and she would let me put a little studio there. She would also let me bring people through. Even though she didn't know them from a hole in the wall, she just trusted my judgment. It was just us figuring it all out and her giving us that environment to kind of hone our skills. Her and my pops were like, if you really believe in yourself, you can do it. And I think, more kids need that. Obviously, growing up in any city, you may not necessarily get the exposure to expansive wilderness or wildlife, and being a free-spirited kid, I just felt there's this whole big world out there that you're not necessarily in tune with. I always looked for a place where I could get outside the city without necessarily leaving the city. No matter what I needed to get away from, whether it was my parents or school, I could just go there and feel different for the time being. It really gave me this whole other side that still now, when I spend too much time in New York City, I start to feel like I'm unbalanced, and I need to get a little taste of the other side.
La música de Harry Fry.
New York is really the place that always sets the bar for the rest of the world when it comes to rap music. When I started producing music, I knew 10 kids that were already better than me. So I knew I had to work 10 times harder to make it. I think the turning point was when I had finally gotten far enough to play tracks for the people that I had looked up to for so long, and them giving me such positive, passionate reactions, and you start to feel like, how can I raise myself to this level? Because I'm on the field with them now, I'm in the game with them, so now I need to raise myself to play at their level. Having a good work ethic is what separates you from the pack. The old saying is, hard work will beat talent if the talent doesn't work hard. And I think, especially out here, that's true. And that's what I do every day. I work until I can't see straight. And then I go home, I get up, and I go back to work. Montauk's always been a really special place for me. Whenever I feel like Brooklyn is closing in on me, I know I can go out there and feel free. Doing what I do, I definitely need some sort of outlet or escape. And for me, that's surfing. It gives me a feeling that nothing else gives me. You're out there by yourself. There's not really anything going on around you but nature. most important thing that I'm trying to achieve with the music is to make you feel something. And make you feel something strongly. I don't want a middle ground reaction. That's the worst reaction I can get. If you hate it, really hate it. And if you love it, really love it. Ultimately, what I want to achieve with music is to leave my mark on the world.